Hello, once again, everybody. Time again for another discussion. This one should be somewhat interesting, I think. I'm gonna warn you ahead of time. Do not watch this if you don't want spoilers, alright? Because this is going to be a fairly spoilerific video. Because this is, spoilers have basically leaked for the new Dragon Ball Z movie. And so if you want to go into that unspoiled, without any kind of, preconceived notions or any kind of expectations regarding the story, or if you just, want to be, or if you want to be surprised by what might happen, do not watch. I'm going to tell you now, don't watch. Click away. All right? Here we go. It has been confirmed by several people in Japan who saw the movie, trustworthy people, including Kensenshu admins, that the ending of the movie has been revealed. Oh, people, I'll say this much. Vegeta fanboys, everything that they wanted to happen does not happen. At least not the way they want it to. Now, if you're a fan of the character and you just wanted to see him get some spotlight and, put up a fight and everything, you'll be happy. If you're a fanboy and you expected him to solo and become a god and surpass Goku once and for all, you're not going to get that. Okay, now here's what happens. Goku is fighting Frieza. Goku is actually winning. Then Frieza changes into his new form. And he, at first, is winning. He has the upper hand. But as the battle drags on, Goku realizes something. Frieza is getting tired at a faster rate than he is. Similar to when he was at his 100% power before, his stamina is an issue. The thing about Frieza is that while he did train himself into a new form, it appears that he neglected to train himself in that form. So that form drains him quickly. And Goku is going to take advantage of that. And he starts to gain the upper hand. But is then essentially... Now, here's where things get a little sketchy, because this has yet to be confirmed. But it is confirmed that Goku does have the upper hand until he doesn't. Apparently, Goku winds up going down against Frieza because Sorbet interferes. Now, what that means, I don't know. I'm not sure if Sorbet has any kind of power, if maybe that thing you saw with his ring in the trailers has anything to do with it. Maybe it's capable of shooting out a very powerful beam. Maybe it's capable of freezing him in place, similar to what Guldo had. I don't know. But it's apparent that Sorbet somehow interferes, thus allowing Frieza to actually beat Goku. Now, what happens after that? Vegeta shows up. And Vegeta actually gives Goku a Senzu Bean and says it's his turn. Similar to Buu, they're fighting in ships. Vegeta goes in there knowing what Goku knew, and figures that he can end this once and for all. And he almost does. Vegeta actually does have Frieza on the ropes. He has him pretty much beaten. Until Frieza, in typical Frieza fashion, pretty much almost instantaneously blows up the Earth. Yes, what you saw at the end of the trailer, that's in the movie. It's destroyed. Everybody on the planet is dead. Literally. Everybody. The only people not dead appear to be Beerus, Whis, and Goku. And that's because Goku went to join the other two to watch the fight when Vegeta stepped in. Beerus saying that this is all because you went soft and whatnot in the trailer appears to be pointing toward oh my good lord. Sorry about the background noise. I couldn't exactly find any kind of isolated spot to record this. Beerus tells Goku that, all this happened because he was, soft, careless. He didn't take this 100% seriously. So basically, they tell Goku right to his face, yes, this happened, and it's your fault. But what happens then is that Whis, as it was revealed in the preview manga, has the ability to turn back time for a short period. It's a very quick step backward in time. And no alternate timelines, none of that. It's just a step back in time to be able to undo one thing so long as it doesn't happen too much earlier before. In this case, he takes him back in time 3 minutes to before the planet was destroyed, and he is allowed to step in. Now, another interesting thing is that while Goku is able to intervene and whatnot, another thing that's somewhat interesting is that there's been a lot of debate about those two toys that were seen with Goku and Vegeta with blue hair and what that might possibly mean. But the reality is the toys themselves may be still bootleg or may not be official. It is true. They do, in fact, have a sort of a blue-haired form. Now, according to people who saw the movie, this is a form that is achieved when someone who has mastered the powers of Super Saiyan God takes on Super Saiyan. It's similar to when Goku managed to go Super Saiyan in the Cell games after having perfected it to the point where he could stay in it almost naturally with very little stamina loss. It's kind of like that. They mastered the God power while training with Whis, and when they will go Super Saiyan, that's the effect it has. So yes, that is the new form, and both Goku and Vegeta get it in the movie. So all these people saying that only Vegeta's going to get it in the movie, Goku's not getting anything, and thus that leaked ending was true, not even close. Now, one other thing that is somewhat interesting is that apparently Sorbet, after all said and done, and Frieza is killed again, for some reason gets this grin on his face and says the words, all according to plan, or as planned, something along those lines. So it's interesting, I think, what's happening in this movie. As for the other things, side characters, who gets to do what kind of a role Jaco plays, whether or not he's just there for comedy or whether or not he actually is capable of kicking some butt, I do not know. But we are definitely not getting the movie that everyone was trying to claim we were going to get. We're also not going to have Goku just outright win. And this is interesting because the fact that they sent Goku back to actually step in and finish off Frieza before he could destroy the planet indicates that Goku may be over his notion of having to draw out and create a fair fight in a dire situation. Extending a fight to see how strong he is, how strong an enemy is, which is something he had a habit of doing in the past. If this means that he's over it, it could be a significant step in his development. We will have to see. But in the end, though, this is actually something that it's somewhat similar to something that I saw coming, but at the same time, oh, good Lord, Facebook kicked in. Apologies for that. I really don't have time to edit this, so I'm just going to have to stick it up as is. But to me, I think it's actually pretty interesting that all this was capable of apologies for that. I have to record using my tablet, and Facebook, for whatever reason, decided to kick on now and basically download every status I've gotten over the last several hours, even though I've actually read them, so they should be marked as read. Facebook, you really need to put that in your app, but I digress. Yeah, it's interesting, I think, because this is something that really nobody saw coming. I mean, a lot of people are going to try to say, oh, that's too predictable, and yet at the same time, nobody was calling it. A lot of people were saying, oh, Goku's just going to get a power-up at the end of the movie and save the day. People were trying to say, oh, no, Vegeta's the one who's going to save the day. He's going to win it all. He's going to solo. It's going to be a complete parallel of Namek, which apparently is only bad if it's, anyone but Vegeta doing it. It's also interesting because if Frieza did indeed destroy the planet, and yet, even if it's restored, Goku knows that it was destroyed. Goku knows that it was destroyed because of Goku. And that, to me, sort of indicates that Goku, I don't know. It's like it really is kind of it really is in a way a Namek parallel. It's similar to when Goku, having completely beaten Frieza and shown that Frieza couldn't even touch him anymore, um, basically opted to let him live with the fact that he had that there was someone who he considered to be absolute trash who was stronger than him. That to me is kind of similar to this. Because of what Frieza did, Goku is going to have to live with the fact that he saw that planet get destroyed. He saw everyone he cares about die. He saw his home eliminated and knows it was his fault. And even if Beerus, or even if Whis took him back and was able to undo that, that, in my opinion, is actually pretty significant because that is something that Goku is still going to have to live with, similar to the way he wanted to make Frieza live with, what happened to him. So I think it's interesting. We have some interesting parallels, and according to everybody who's seen the movie is at least certainly a fun movie. The animation quality is better all around than Battle of Gods. The score was sort of just there, according to one person. But I've seen a lot of people who hate musical scores that other people have loved, so I don't know. I mean, that a lot of this is subjective, but it appears to still be a good movie. Even if it's not quite what some people might have expected to happen. I mean, there are people even who really, really wanted Vegeta to get that win who are coming out of the movie still pretty satisfied, so... I mean, honestly, so long as you're not a fanboy, just the fact that Vegeta was able to have Frieza on the ropes and desperate enough to, nuke the planet, that alone should be, that's something to be proud of. And really, he was, in essence, sort of the hero, or at least he shared the title with Goku. So it's definitely not what people expected, but in a good way, I think. Not that it's better than what some of us expected, per se, but I mean, it's not like it was different in a super bad, boring, dull way. I can also confirm that the bull alien looking fella that was fighting Piccolo in that trailer and giving him trouble does have a name, which is apparently let me look it up here. Shisami, which is apparently a pun on sashimi. While Piccolo does have some trouble with him, he doesn't necessarily last too much longer than the others. So it's not like he's some super alien that they found. At any rate, that's all I can tell you for right now. Hopefully more details are going to come out that will clear things up, and I will catch you guys later.